Hello, everyone. It's Christian with another video for today. And today's video is about having the strength and the courage to keep going through difficult times. What I mean by that is, I dropped a spoon, I think it was a few weeks ago, and I was struggling to get it. And I said, Lord, I know you're with me, because as you all know, I'm very religious. I take my religion very seriously. I'm a Christian. Um, no pun intended. But I take my religion very seriously, and I know that with determination and God's endurance and strength, I will find the courage to keep going. So this video is going to be about how I dropped a spoon and how I was able to pick it up with determination and strength. It may seem like a small thing to you guys, because the average person would say, okay, you just dropped a spoon and you could just bend over and pick it up. And with me, that's not always the case, because a lot of the times my wheelchair is very high up, like the height of it is high. So it's hard for me to fully grasp the objects that I need to get. Now, I do have a grabber to assist me with certain objects, but a lot of times the grabber I find doesn't really have the capacity to pick up big things. And plus, I was in the kitchen at the time, and I keep my grabber in my room in case I need it for something. So I said, you know what, Lord, I said, God, I know you're with me. I'm going to pick up the spoon. I'm going to have the courage to get it, and I know I'm going to win the battle at the end. So what I did was I bent over. Let me give you guys a demonstration. I bent over like this, and I don't know if you could see my hand. You probably can't with the way the camera is. But I bent over, and I went like this with my hand. I don't know if you could see it, but I'm bending over and I'm trying to grab something. And I just said, oh my God, this is impossible to get. And at that point, I was ready to just take a break and say, you know what, just fuck it. I'm just gonna have somebody help me and leave it there. But then I said no, because what if somebody's not always gonna be there? You're not always gonna have somebody to help you with everything you need. Like some days you're by yourself, and you run into certain situations and you're like, oh my God, what the fuck am I gonna do? Excuse me. I can't even get the words out today. So what happened was I said, you know what, fuck it. I'm just gonna pick up that spoon and I'm gonna try as hard as I can and I'm gonna do it. So I bent over, I was bending over, I was trying and trying to get it. And I said, oh my God, this is exhausting, because for me, even things like picking up a spoon or picking something up off the floor, that could be exhausting for me. It's not exhausting for the average person, because you guys could just bend over and do it. You have no problem picking things up and doing something like that. But when you have a disability, it's almost like everything you do is exaggerated. So if you drop something, for example, when it could take a normal person, not to say that I'm not normal. Well, actually, I've never been normal. But it could take a normal person 2 seconds to pick something up. But for me, it could take almost 2 hours. So as I was saying, that spoon was on the floor, right? So I was trying to bend over. I said, Lord, I know you're with me. I know you're going to help me pick up the spoon. And granted, I was tired, so I decided to take a break. And you know what? I wanted to get my mom to help me. But I said, you know what? No, I'm not going to have her help me, because there's going to be certain situations where a person isn't always going to be available to help. Like I said, sometimes you have to try to do things on your own. And it's not easy, but we do it. So I took my break and I said, God, I'm going to try this again. And granted, I couldn't get a good angle at first to to pick up the spoon. But I said, God, I know you're with me. So I spun it around like I was trying to grab it, and it was spinning around and spinning around. I said, you know what? No, let me try again. Let me get at a good angle or at a good position where I could pick it up properly. So I got a good angle, and I was trying and I was trying, and I said, God, I know you're with me. Because that's what I always say. Whenever I struggle or whenever I have a problem, I always say, God, I know you're with me. I know you can hear me, and I know I'm going to get through this. So I was trying and trying. Like I said, the spoon was spinning around and it was going in circles and like going here, there, and everywhere. But I said, I'm going to do this. So I got at a better angle. I said, okay, let me try again. And eventually I got it because I kept trying. And that's what gives me the strength to keep going. And this is what today's video is going to be about. A lot of people I know with disabilities, this isn't everybody, but a lot of people that I know, they say, well, why would God do this to me? Or why would this happen to me? God didn't do this to you. God doesn't purposely say, okay, I'm going to make this one have a problem to make his life horrible and to make him miserable. There was this passage in the Bible, it was actually The Chosen. One of Jesus's disciples is crippled, and he has a hard time walking. And he's asking Jesus, he says, why haven't you healed me? And Jesus's answer was, because I trust you. Because I know that no matter what happens in this life, you're going to have your struggles, no doubt. Everybody does. But you're going to find the courage to keep going. And that's what I do every day. I find the courage to fight, and I keep fighting every day. Because you know what? To me, every day is a battle. Being in a wheelchair, having a disability is not easy at all. It's a battle. It's a struggle. I cry about it. I get angry about it. Because if you were in the situation, wouldn't you? Obviously, you probably would. But I say, you know what? I'm going to find the strength to keep going. And God always gives me the strength. And like I said, today's video is going to be about me picking up a spoon. And like I said, I was able to get it. And for some people, it may seem like a small thing. But because I have to get at a good angle to pick that up. Or to do that sometimes even. And that's just putting on deodorant. It's not always easy because the shirt gets in the way. And, I have to move the material, try to hold the shirt with my bad hand. Because my left hand doesn't work properly. Because that's the side that was impaired from the CP. So I have to hold the shirt and try to put on the deodorant at the same time with a bad hand. But you know what? I do it because God is with me. And like I said, I had a hard time picking up that spoon, but I did it because God is with me. And it makes me mad because I know some people who have disabilities. Excuse the phone. I'm going to wait till it stops ringing. Okay, there we go. My mom got it. But as I said, I know people out there with disabilities, and they're like, I don't know if I could do this anymore. I don't know if I could handle this. And I say, you know what? I tell them, I say, you know what? That's just a cop-out. Because if you say you can't handle this, or you don't want to do this anymore, that's basically like giving up the fight. You're just going to surrender and give up the fight. You're not even going to try. Our Lord didn't have it easy when he accepted the cross. He had nails in his feet. He was nailed to a cross. He had nails going through his hands, etc. It was not easy for Jesus. Jesus did not have an easy life. But you know what? He found the strength and the courage to keep going. And that's what we all have to do. We have to fight. We have to keep fighting. We have to put ourselves out there. And yes, it's not always easy. And for me, just picking up a spoon is not always easy. But I get up every day and I do it because I say, you know what, God, I know you're with me. I know I'm going to get through this. I know I'm going to have challenges and struggles that I have to face. But that's like everybody else. Regardless of any situation that a person is in, you're going to have struggles. You're going to have days where you say, you know what, I don't want to do this today. I don't want to keep fighting this battle. But you know what, I'm here to tell you that you can fight this battle. It's not going to be easy. You're going to have struggles, like I said, but you're going to find the strength and the courage to keep going. Just like me. Because you know what? It was hard picking up that spoon. I couldn't reach it at first. I had to get at many different angles, position myself properly. I had to bend over to make sure I had a good angle so I could reach it. But eventually I got that spoon because I said, you know what, God? I know you're with me. I'm not going to ask for help because I know you're going to be my helper and my savior. And eventually I was able to get the spoon. So that's the topic of today's video. I want to tell you all that you're going to have struggles, you're going to have challenges that you face. Because life is not easy, it's life. You know, it's not meant to be easy. We all have a personal battle that everybody is going through. So it's not going to be easy. We're going to have struggles. But with God and with faith and determination, we're going to find the strength to keep going. And even if it's just picking up a spoon, we're going to fight this battle and we're going to find the strength and the courage to persevere because that's what we do. We get up every day and we keep fighting. So to all of you out there who say, I can't do this or I can't keep fighting anymore, you know what? I've been there. I've said that to myself. I've told myself I don't want to do this anymore. I've told myself I don't want to fight anymore. But I'm here to tell you that you can win this battle and you're going to come out on top, just like I did. And just like I always will. Thank you for your cooperation. Thank you for your time and your love. More videos will be coming soon. God bless. Have a great day.